We are seeing a lot of craziness right now that is going on in the real estate market. With record sales, record housing pricing, and low inventory, this is leading to a very big demand issue. A lot of buyers are wanting to get into the real estate market also because of the low interest rates that are available to them. But with the low inventory that's happening, this means that there are a lot of buyers in the market looking for homes and not enough homes to be able to supply the entire demand. And unfortunately, it's not like years ago where if you went and saw a home, you had at least 1 to 2 weeks to kind of sit back, make a decision, or continue seeing other homes. However, with today, sometimes if you go see a home, you might have to pull the trigger that same day in order to even be considered for purchasing that home. But if you, the buyer, are having to do that, that means other buyers are having to do that as well. So that's why in today's video, I'm going to be going over the 5 ways you can win a multiple offer situation without necessarily having to pay way over budget. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan and I'm a local real estate agent here in Calgary, Alberta. Thank you for tuning in, and if you're new to this channel, I talk about Calgary real estate tips, and Calgary in general. If that's something that interests you, make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to be notified about my next video. Now, we have been seeing in the news that a lot of homes are going for way over asking price, maybe $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, but in some areas in Canada, we have been seeing some homes going for over $100,000. Now, luckily here in Calgary, that isn't the case, but we are still faced with a supply and demand issue where there is not a lot of supply, but there is a lot of demand, which then in turn is creating multiple offer situations. And if you're wanting to purchase that dream home in these multiple offer situations, it is important that you find a way to stand out. And sometimes standing out doesn't require paying way over the asking price and breaking your budget. And one of the ways to be able to do this is making sure that you have your finances in order. Now with that, that does mean that you are pre-approved, you know exactly how much you are going to buy, you have good credit, you haven't added any debt to your income, you've been in a steady job for over 2 years. So with this, you know exactly what you're going to buy so that when you are ready to get financing, you are ready to go and to make the purchase. But also with financing, this might also mean you might have to put a larger deposit down in order to show your intent. Now, you might be saying, well, you said that this wouldn't cost me more money. And you're right, I did, and it won't. You see, when you put a deposit down, that money does come off of the purchase price of the home. So some sellers will see a stronger down deposit as a stronger offer, meaning that you have intent and you're ready to pull the trigger. Even if the other buyers that are in the multiple offer situation are putting way more money down for over asking, you yourself have shown intent, you have the money, and you're serious and you're ready to go. Also, with a larger deposit down, that means you can generally add that financing condition, meaning that you have the money and you are more than likely going to get approved for the financing for the home. The second way to win a multiple offer situation is considering the dates and times. What I mean by this is that the closing date and the expiry date of all the conditions can play a huge factor in winning a multiple offer situation. When we're in a seller's market like this, the sellers generally hold all the cards. So it's important to understand what the sellers are looking for in terms of closing date. Some sellers want a quick closing and others want a more of a longer closing. It is important that you work with the sellers and kind of cater to what they are wanting to close for. And it's important to work with the sellers and cater to their closing date in order for you to stand out. If you're willing to be flexible and work within their closing date, some sellers may not even look at the dollar amount and see that you are willing to work with them in terms of closing, and that might be more important to them. I did say that in a seller's market that the sellers do generally hold all the cards, which means that considering the expiry date of all conditions, if they're even accepted at all, is very, very important. If you do get a condition accepted like a finance condition or a home inspection condition, it is important to get these conditions done sooner rather than later. Now, speaking of conditions, that is going to be our third way of winning a multiple offer situation. Now, the strength of your offer is not solely based on the price alone. Although it is recommended that buyers do look at different conditions, like I said, financing condition, home inspection condition. Sometimes in the seller's market, it is not uncommon to go into these multiple offer situations and have no conditions whatsoever. Now, unfortunately, conditions do take time to complete, so it's important to really consider that if having these conditions is important to you at all. Not having any conditions might show how firm and serious you are about the deal, and the seller may even take your offer even though you're offering less money and consider your deal rather than the others. This is why I said at the beginning of the video that having your finances in order is a really good way in order for you to stand out amongst the crowd. Now, another way to stand out amongst the crowd is respecting the seller's time and giving them enough time to review all offers. You see, in a seller's market, the sellers know that they are going to get multiple offers, which means it's going to take time for them to review everything and choose the right offer for them. So if you come in with an offer, say $10,000 over asking, and you're willing to close quite quickly, but you're only going to give the seller maybe a couple of hours to review and accept your offer, or else you're out, this might just backfire and seem as a little bit too pushy, and it might scare the seller off and not even consider your offer at all. So if a seller is asking that you keep all offers open for at least 24 hours, it is best to do so and respect the wishes of the seller in order for your offer to be even considered. The fifth and final way to win a multiple offer situation is thinking about the inclusions. Now, inclusions are things that are going to be staying with the home. Generally, that would be a stove, a fridge, microwave, freezer, anything like that. But sometimes people may leave other things behind, such as a sofa or maybe even a snowblower, things like that. Now, most of the time you would say, well, I don't want to be the one responsible for taking care of those little things like the snowblower and the sofa, so you might ask the seller to take that with them. However, in this situation, in a seller's market, as I said, the sellers hold all the cards, it might be in your best interest, in order for you to get the home that you want, to say, I'll take care of that for you, no worries, don't worry about it. In this situation, the seller may favor you amongst others because you're willing to take on a small inconvenience for them in order for you to purchase their home. All right, everyone, that's all I have for you today. I hope those 5 ways to win a multiple offer situation has helped you out. And if you're looking to purchase a home here in Calgary, all of my information is down in the description. Please feel free to give me a call, text, or email, and let's talk about finding you that perfect home. But until then, I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Take care.